When I was growing up, my mom always had chores for my siblings and I to do together. Most of the time, the chores were things like wash the dishes, clean your room, and bring out the trash. Things that didn't take a long amount of time. But during the summertime, there was one added chore that none of us liked to do. It was clean the garden. None of us wanted to go outside in the heat, get in the dirt, and pull weeds. It was the least fun chore ever. Well, we all always argued over who would have to clean the garden. And my mom was kind of sick of us arguing about it, and so she came up with this idea of everybody draws a chore, and whatever you draw, that's the one you had to do. Well, I have one brother and one sister, and so I thought, hey, 2 out of 3 options are definitely better than cleaning the garden. And so I thought the odds were in my favor. But inevitably, I felt like I was always the one drawing the garden chore. Ugh, I got frustrated with it. I never liked doing gardening, and until 2 years ago, I still didn't like doing gardening. But something happened 2 years ago. What do you think that was? Of course, it was my kids. I have a daughter whose name is Emery, and she's 8 years old now. And a couple years ago, she all of a sudden got this idea that she was going to be a gardener. She developed a bit of a green thumb. And the thing is, Emery can't do everything that she needs to because she's just not big enough to maintain a garden all by herself. So, what does she need? Of course, Super Dad to come in and save the day. Well, I may not be Super Dad, but at least I can do the little stuff that she wasn't able to do. And so ever since then, I go out and I garden with my daughter, and you know what? It's actually a lot of fun. Not because I like to get out down and dirty, but because I love seeing the reaction and the joy on Emery's face whenever we get together and do something like that together. Sometimes all we have to do is put our selfish desires aside for the betterment of others, and guess what? It completely transforms the situation. There's a scripture in Philippians chapter 2 that goes like this. It says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but with humility regard one another as important as yourself." Jesus exemplified this perfectly while he lived on earth. He was selfless. He was willing to get down and dirty, even when it was uncomfortable. In John chapter 9, we see that Jesus is messing with the dirt. He makes it into mud, all dirty, and then heals a blind guy with it. In John chapter 13, Jesus goes as far as washing his disciples' feet. Ew, gross. And then a few days later, he wears the crown of thorns to the cross as he is crucified. See, all of these are examples of selfless love that Jesus showed us. So let's make that our challenge this week, to be selfless in something that we do. Go out of our way to be selfless and show other people the same dirty love that Jesus exemplified here on earth.